Just over 2 years ago, the Huntsville City school system was on the brink of state takeover. There were nearly $20 million in debt and many other problems that were plaguing the school system. The school board hired a new superintendent and things began to change.
The school system was in a little bit of shock.
Retired Army Colonel Casey Wardinski describes the situation he walked into as Huntsville's new school superintendent in July 2011.
The state had come in to help Huntsville recover from a financial situation of distress. I think at that point the school system was about $19 million in deficit.
The worst debt of any school system in the state of Alabama. Not to mention the state law also requires an $18 million surplus to operate.
The things I did right away when I got here was we looked at the pay schedule and adopted the state's pay schedule.
Demographers recommended closing 9 schools. The school system merged others to make the most of its space and took a closer look at how it conducted business. Within 2 years, the system went from a $19 million deficit to $25 million in the black. Wardinski also wanted to change the way he hired employees, even bringing in more employees with military training, not just educational training.
So logistics for operations, for CFO, we're looking for folks with CPA degrees.
Wardinski wanted to make sure he was also hiring the very best teachers.
I think Huntsville may be one of the few school systems in the United States where we hire all teachers. Typically what happens is schools hire teachers. So the principal's got to recruit. The principal's got to interview.
But here in Huntsville, the teachers are hired by the school system and placed in the school where they fit best. So all schools will have top teachers. Huntsville Middle School Principal Aaron King was one of Wardinski's hires.
I think a lot of folks in education, we make the mistake of we prepare for 2013 and it looks like 2013 for the next 20 years. Well, that happened to this district some time ago.
He comes with a military background and has much respect for Wardinski's non-traditional leadership.
With his forethought, he's not planning for 2013. He's planning for a district that is constantly in fluid motion, that's constantly innovating, constantly getting better, and he's building a culture around that.
So how does this relate to Montgomery? Montgomery Public Schools will be looking for a new superintendent in the coming year. Mayor Todd Strange says Montgomery could learn from the Huntsville school system.
I have stayed in touch and am attuned to what is going on up there, and that is a really good model for us to follow, whether it's a non-traditional candidate or whether it's a traditional candidate. I've known individuals that have retired from the military and gone on to Brogue Institute, which is really training for education. They've been very successful.
Although Strange says a military background or a doctorate is not necessary for a superintendent. Wardinski says for him, it's all about building a firm financial foundation, hiring talented teachers, but making sure children are the focus and not the adults.
To tie the money to the kids, I think, more directly, so that you don't have this weird incentive to have more adults rather than better services for more kids.
And leaving a system legacy that will live on.
And what you want to do is build a system that the next superintendent can build on.
Today, Huntsville City Schools is operating in the black, and their new innovative technology is attracting attention from school systems across the country. Ella Zescu, Alabama News Network.